Thanks guys for joining us again. Here we go. So what's the most negative things about renting? And from your comments below, we can see number one is your rent goes up. Yep, way up. Every year is another $100 that you're giving to your landlord. And that's true. When you have a mortgage, your mortgage interest rate and payments are set for 30 years. And then they go away.
So you rented for 6 years before you purchased. That's $100 extra each year. Mm-hmm. So $600 higher than your original starting rent. Mm-hmm. And that's over 12 months. That last year alone would have been enough to really convince me to purchase a home. And in addition to the rent going up every year, you know what else stinks about renting? All the restrictions. You can't paint your house or apartment. You can't have too many people over. You can't have your pets. You can't have, just name it. I'm sure your landlord has a rule for it. I've noise complaints, whatever it is. That is a major downfall of renting.
Yeah, going back to the money portion of this whole entire thing, there's two things that I want to talk about. One is that you're paying somebody else's bills. So your landlord, if you're living in a house, your landlord has a mortgage on that house. Your rent is more than their mortgage payment. So let's just look at this. Statistically, Darcy, wouldn't you say about 70, what do you think it is from mortgage to rent?
I think that when you're paying rent and comparing it to a mortgage, you're looking at the mortgage is probably about 50 to 75% of your rent payment. So what's the average rent payment across the valley? I would put it, around $1,700, and you may be paying more, you may be paying less, but we're going to say an average of $1,700.
Okay, so let's do 75% of $1,700 is $1,275. Let's make it $1,300.
Okay, so $1,300 is this mortgage payment. And you're paying $1,700. What's the difference there? $400.
Mm-hmm. So you are putting $400 into somebody's pocket every single month. Instead, if you had your own mortgage and you had the $1,300 a month mortgage payment, you were saving that $400. What does $400 a month buy you that you're not just freely giving to somebody else to line their pockets? That's a part-time job.
Yeah, absolutely. So $400 a month for my family of 6. I mean, that's a number of outings I could take my kids on. We could go swimming. We don't have a pool. We could go swimming at some of the public pools or some of the really nice pools. It's a big deal. What would it feel like for you guys to have an extra $400?
Oh my gosh. Date night every week, making it a Saturday, that would be amazing instead of once a month. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, and that doesn't even scratch really the surface of what $400 looks like.
Absolutely not. And then if you think about every year it going up, but their mortgage payment stays the same. Yeah, so next year it'll be $500 that you're giving them each month that you could have. That's a really big deal. It just is such a big deal. So please tell us in the comments below, what would you spend an extra $400 on?
Yeah, to me it just kind of sounds like if they're picking up an extra part-time job with your payment of rent, that we need to fire them.
I agree. Let's figure out how to do that. We'll catch you on the next video.